Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. In the aftermath of the attempted mass shooting by Brian Isaac Clyde, the Air Force has decided to write an article cautioning troops to beware of sexless involuntary celibates. And as I was reading this article, I noticed that it did not go in depth on the subject of incels in the way that I did in my book, The Man Crisis. And when it comes down to the United States military, they don't see how deep this man crisis is or how dangerous this man crisis is to all people across the country. Because when it comes down to these incels, they are everywhere, including your United States military. And what is making these men a danger to everyone around them isn't the fact that they are out here being angry. It is the fact that these men have been raised in a dysfunctional fashion, and these men have learned dysfunctional ideas about relationships and dysfunctional ideas about sex. Now, what makes a man an incel these days is primarily the way he has been raised, because over the last 50 years, as we've had a feminist culture permeate throughout America, we've had a good majority of 2 to 3 generations of men being raised in these single mother households as a result of out-of-wedlock births or as the result of a divorce. And because these boys have been raised in a home with only a female authority figure, this has really damaged their perception of women, relationships, and sex. Because when a boy does not see a father in the home modeling how to have a relationship with a woman, he gets his ideas about relationships with women primarily from mainstream media like movies, television shows, and romance novels, and even pornography. And when it comes down to the incel, because he does not have any models for manhood that provide him with actual images of manhood, he identifies with these fantasy images of manhood, and he buys into the idea that Madison Avenue, Hollywood, and the porn industry have presented him that the only way for him to become a man and become defined as a man is by going out here and having a sexual relationship with a woman. And the reason why your incel is so angry about things in his life is the fact that he goes out here and he believes that he is being denied an opportunity to become a man because women will not offer him an opportunity to have sex with him. So this incel has grown up with an extremely dysfunctional idea about his own manhood and his own male identity, and it's that whole dysfunctional idea about his manhood and his male identity that have him extremely frustrated, extremely angry, and possibly willing to go out here and participate in a spectrum of violent behaviors. Because when it comes down to your incel, this is a man who, again, believes that having sex with a woman will be the thing that defines him as a man, and because he wants to become, because he believes women aren't paying attention to him, he believes he is being denied that opportunity to graduate into manhood. This is a really warped frame of thinking. However, it is a frame of thinking that we have sold young boys over the last 50 years in things like teen movies and things like romantic comedies, all part of America's feminist and gynocentric culture, all designed to show that in order for a man to graduate into manhood, he needed to go out here and please and appease women. And because these boys have grown up primarily in single mother households, they have not learned the masculine life skills that they need and the male life skills that they need from a father. And one of those male life skills a boy learns from a man is the ability to get the attention of the opposite sex. And because these boys have been raised in a female-headed household with female authority figures, what has happened instead is these boys have learned feminine life skills, and they believe that by using feminine life skills, they can get the attention of women. Unfortunately, when a boy learns feminine life skills like Elliot Rodger did, they go out here believing that they can go out here and dress up and that women will come to them. And when they learn that set of life skills, what happens is they wind up extremely disappointed, because when it comes down to relationships and dating, women are not attracted to a man who applies feminine approaches and feminine life skills, because when it comes down to women, they are looking for a man to be a protector, a provider, and they're looking for him to be a leader. And when it comes down to these males who have been raised by women, they are looking to be taken care of by women. They're looking to get the attention of women the same way a woman would. And instead of the woman being attracted to them, they are repelled by them because their behaviors are feminine. And this is the thing that does not register with the incel, that his approaches to life are feminine, and his life skills he has learned are feminine, and that's why he is not attracting the attention of women, because those women do not see him as sexually attractive, because this man does not radiate any sort of masculine presence, he does not radiate any sort of masculine energy, and he does not present himself in a way that women would see as sexually attractive. But instead of these incels taking responsibility for themselves due to the feminine way they have been raised, they go out here and look to blame the females, and that's why these men become misogynists. Because really, these men, because they can't get the attention of women, they then start expressing contempt for them, and that's why the incel goes out here and is sitting here angry on message boards talking about Becky's and Stacy's, and then talking about how they only get the attentions of Chads and Tyrones, when in actuality, the reason why they're not getting the attention of any women is because they have not learned the life skills that will make them appear attractive as a man, and they don't have the life skills to know how to survive in the world as a man. And this is the main reason why these incels, like your Brian Isaac Clyde, are extremely dangerous, because a lot of these incels really are just beta males. And when it comes down to the beta male, he is a submissive male who goes out here looking for the attention and approval of others, and he gives his power away. And because he gives his power away, he doesn't see how he winds up doing himself in, and then he goes out here and blames others for his problems, and then looks to go out here and destroy other people's lives because he doesn't want to take responsibility for his own life. And when it comes down to these men, they will try to go out here and try to find ways to become men, like your Brian Isaac Clyde did by trying to go into the military. But because these men have no male life skills, they cannot set a course and a direction for themselves. And because they cannot set a course and direction for themselves, these men wind up lost and directionless. And then they wind up going out here when things don't work in their lives, blaming others, when in actuality, these men just need to go out here and get some help so they can deal with the issues in their lives. Because when it comes down to your incel, he is at the foundations a beta male, and he's a man who has learned life skills from women, and he's trying to apply female life skills in a world that expects him to be a male. And this is the thing that winds up frustrating him, angering him, and it leads to him simmering and boiling in rage for years before he eventually winds up exploding in that rage and then going out here and participating in a spectrum of violent behaviors. Because when it comes down to your incel, he's bought into a whole series of dysfunctional ideas because he has never experienced real manhood. He has never had real manhood modeled for him. And when it comes down to your incels, they are a growing population of men in society. And these men are becoming not only a danger as a result of them imbibing a lot of this media, they are also a danger because they're thinking about going out here and destroying the lives of others, all because they can't get the opportunity at sex the way they want it. And that's another thing people have to understand about the incel. The incel does not want a prostitute. The incel does not want a sex doll. What the incel wants is a relationship with a real woman. And what they want is a relationship with a woman based on a series of dysfunctional terms created by Madison Avenue in Hollywood. Because when it comes down to your romantic comedies, these are scripted entertainment designed to appeal to women, and they are not how men and women have relationships in real life. Just like your pornography is also not the way real men and women have sexual relationships in real life. However, no one has sat down and talked to this incel and gotten him to understand that both your pornography and your movies and your romantic novels are all scripted entertainment, and they are all designed to entertain an audience, and they're not designed to go out here and be actual models for real relationships or real life interactions between men and women. They are all designed and structured to meet some story points a writer is deciding to create or a director is trying to create. But the incel, because he has imbibed this media and believes that it's real, does not understand the underpinnings of this fantasy. And he believes, again, because this media tells him that he can become a man based on having sex with a woman, this is why he is so angry. And this is something that the military needs to understand about your incels, is that these men, what drives them to anger is the fact that they do not understand basic male life skills, basic male survival skills, and they are becoming, again, a growing population, a clear and present danger, and a threat to all Americans. And your incels, again, these are men. They are not just out and about on the streets. They are a part of our U.S. military, and they are a part of a growing man crisis here in the United States, a man crisis that I believe we need to address immediately, because if we do not address the man crisis through a campaign to invest in men, we are going to lose more lives over the next course of the years, because the situation with these beta males, such as incels, is going to get worse, because no one wants to acknowledge the man crisis, nor do they want to acknowledge the fact that men raised in a feminist and gynocentric culture are extremely dangerous, because when it comes down to these soft males, they are angry because they can't become a man, because they can't get the sexual relationship they want with a woman. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box or the Cash App in the description box. And if you want to learn more about why incels are dangerous and what makes them dangerous, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.